this question is to both of you. Like, what are you expecting from this training? Like, the expectations which are non-compromisable, like something which you are very curious and you wanted to get out of this.
Actually, as I informed, this we have a knowledge of how the campaigns are working and how the background things are running, but this is not a complete knowledge what we have currently. Okay, so to dive deeper and gain more exposure and more knowledge how like actually the things are working. Like for example, sometimes we receive a campaign and it's not delivering. What is the reason behind that? Like how the campaign is not performing. So there will be so many like reasons campaign under delivery. So in order to justify our answers to the management, what is the reason behind that? So deep knowledge is required. So to understand like from the root to the top. So that's why we are looking for this course, and I hope whatever we have a doubt during the journey of this course, so we'll solve it slowly, slowly.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So since we are active in the market, so there can be any kind of situation that we might be facing day in day out regarding the campaigns, which might or which might not be performing well as intended. And yeah, but definitely, I love questions. So do ask any type of question, any challenges that you're currently facing or anything that you would like to know. Definitely, I'll put my efforts in. Make it clear as in how things work and how to like come out of these challenging things. So definitely this is something which we'll be doing in this training. So also, the thing is, I'm not gonna start from the optimizations or maybe from the troubleshooting perspective, but first, initially, I would start from the basics, as in what is like the programmatic basics, how impression clicks are being recorded, what are the concepts, like what are floodlight tags, how do we track the conversions, what are the different attribution models. So over this period, what I would do is first I will start with the basics, where I'm gonna teach you some basic ecosystem, how things are placed within the programmatic advertising and what does what, and some basic kind of ideas, and also I'll take you through a kind of a workflow, as in how it gonna look within an agency or usually what gonna be the day-to-day responsibilities, or what is expected from us in the campaign manager roles. So I'll be trying to cover pretty much everything. Hope that sounds good, and this is something which you are looking, right?
Yeah, that's true. We're looking for all these things right from scratch to troubleshooting.
Perfect. So let's start then. Just give me a minute. Let me. So you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
So you do you see the deck where it says a brief history of display advertising?
Yes,
Right. So just to give you an idea, like where we are right now, like how things have been evolving over the years. So there is a quick kind of flow chart here, kind of a flow as in over the years, how things were evolving. So www has launched in the 91, then 93 May. They have been kind of some servers got into the existence. First digital ad in the history was started by AT&T in the 1994, and then 1996 is important to us because this is where the double click has started. So right now you're saying it as DV360, right? Also, we have another tool usually used in the ad operations. Maybe Dave is aware of it, which is called CM360, which is a companion of DV. So all these products are owned by DoubleClick. It was not founded by Google. It was by the company called DoubleClick. So from there on, they have started advertising, doing slightly. So it was initially the reserve buying. So all the advertising spends and everything was on the CM360. So within the digital marketing, there are different buying methodologies. So here, what we are doing is we are trying to buy the inventory in the market. Like I'm sitting in some part of India, if I want to run ads for the complete India, like whoever is consuming the digital content, if I have to show ads to them, then I would reach out to certain publishers because publishers are the people who showcase the content. Along with the content, they have the ad slots available on the website. So I would reach out to the publishers, I would have an agreement, then I would show the ads. So we agree to a certain amount. I'll be paying certain fees amount for the impressions and a campaign will be served. So this is called a reserved buying. So all these years initially when the programmatic was not there, when the marketing platforms have not yet evolved, so everything was very manual, going and talking to the going to the publisher's office, having an agreement, having a discussions over the coffee or maybe sending out an emails. So this was that. This is how the campaign they actually run the campaigns. Even like if you want to, you were seeing the ads on the billboard, right? Billboard, newspaper, TVs, these are all the traditional parts of advertising. So everything was very manual. So everything like they had to sign some agreements on the papers, they have to agree for the prices. So there is no kind of automation involved. Everything was very, very manual. And then there was some kind of changes happened, evolving. Google and Tencent, QQ were found, online advertising industry, like the budgets have been increased by 1999. Then came in the Alibaba, then started the AdWords. Like AdWords was kind of a revolution within the digital marketing because the tool is kind of free, right? So everybody, every small company, whoever wants to run a marketing campaign, don't need to go to an ad agency and spend a lot of money for running a campaigns. So if they have in-house capability or can train certain people, they can actually launch campaigns on the AdWords with a smaller budgets. Then also there was dot-com burst happened. Then slowly the budgets were increased. 2004 social media app, Facebook was booming. And six, they have launched the advertising. Then seven, the iPhone came in. 88, 2008, Google DoubleClick. Like Google has acquired DoubleClick. So this is an important stage where so DoubleClick was at a certain level. So it was catering the clients, but however, once Google has like it has forecasted like how the future gonna be of the digital marketing, because if you're aware of this fact that 98% of the Google's revenue right now is coming from the marketing, coming from the ads by monetizing the content. So Google has forecasted this even before. That's why it went to DoubleClick and acquired the complete ecosystem. So DoubleClick has a lot of tools included. Like it has DBM, DoubleClick Bid Manager, DCM, DoubleClick Campaign Manager. It has Studio. It had search, DoubleClick Search Manager. Then it also had DoubleClick Publisher Manager, DFP, DoubleClick for publishers. So it has pub tool, advertiser tool, reporting tool, search tool, which is like a direct competitor for the Google. Wherein Google has decided that it's gonna acquire the company, which it did. And then 2009, the transition happened. So the once Google has integrated DoubleClick into their platforms with the technology, they have started publicizing more on the programmatic and stressing like letting all their clients know what the programmatic is, and giving out kind of an access to the existing clients to start investing money within the programmatic. Slowly the it has been evolving. Then the mobile internet use overtook the desktop. Like everybody, I think you remember these days, right, where we were getting cheaper internet. Everybody has started using the smartphones. So that is where, that is how the marketing has changed everything. Like we have got more devices, more people online, so slowly the shift started happening from the offline to the online. Until the recent, not recent, but yeah, there was a recent change, GDPR, which is the Data Protection Act of the Europe. So until then, this map is gonna quickly give you kind of an overview. I'll be switching across the slides. I'll try to bring you the slides according to the topic. So, can any both of you, anyone can explain like what is programmatic advertising if you have to define it?
Programmatic buying is like a advertiser is setting up the campaign from their end. Okay, and the uh, it's like a guaranteed deal, like whatever the impressions and the amount they are like asking, it is like a guaranteed we as a we have to deliver it. So this is called a programmatic guarantee deal.
Okay. So not talking about a deal, but in general, what is a programmatic advertising? So if I have to put it simple, so
Mm.
programmatic advertising is a process or is a ad buying process via RTB, like via real-time bidding. So it automates the process of ad buying without human intervention with the use of DSP. DSP is like a demand side platform. It is so within programmatic advertising, in order to run or do the programmatic advertising, we require a software which we call it as a DSP. So automatic ad buying process via the real-time bidding is called a programmatic advertising. So just to give you an idea, so there are certain elements involved. It's not just kind of a platform or it's not just kind of an entity that is involved in the programmatic, but we have kind of different entities involved at different stages. For example, I have put here an ecosystem where all the entities that are like responsible for automating the process, you can see it on the screen. So first will come from the left. So first is the advertiser. So advertiser is the person who, not a person, advertiser is an entity who actually wants to advertise, who wants to promote their products. For example, KFC, Burger King, or maybe BMW, or any other company where they want to market their product and services to the audiences, that is called an advertiser. So if the advertiser, you might have seen in the Shark Tank, right? A lot of companies are coming in, startups are coming in. So if anybody has decided that I would like to get that awareness, I want the people within India who wants to know about my company. So that is where you've decided that you want to run the marketing campaign. So you have two options. One, if you have the in-house capability, then you would start your own marketing campaign. But if you don't, then you would need kind of an assistance or you need a certain team or a company which facilitates uh, you to run the marketing campaigns. So usually all the advertisers who wants to run the marketing campaigns reach out to the agencies. So agencies are nothing but the ad agencies which helps the advertisers to run or cater their marketing needs. So you are aware of the agencies, right? Like what are the top agencies that are there in India or across the global right now?
Yeah, yeah, we know.
So Dentsu, Groupem, Omnicom,
Yeah,
IPG, all these are the,
Publicis.
yeah, publicists are the top agencies. So their work is to get the clients. For them, the clients are the advertisers. So they onboard the clients and they run campaigns for them and they give the outcome, ROI, return on investment, or ROAS, return on ad spend. That is how the both the entities work together. Now we'll go to the agency part. So an agency has onboarded an advertiser. Now it has to run campaigns for the client. How do they do that? Again, they don't go to the publisher's office or drop an email to the publisher saying that I want to run a campaign. No, it was used to happen before, but now since we have the technologies that we can use at our fingertips, we they use a platforms called DSPs, demand side platforms. So for an example, DV is an example, TTD, Amazon, Yahoo, uh, Quantcast, Zamanta, MediaMath, Bliss, all these are the DSPs. So DSPs are the platforms which helps agencies or the advertisers to run the programmatic campaigns. And just about that, we have a DMP. So it is very intended that whenever I'm running a marketing campaign, I would be collecting the audience data. I would need the audience data. So there's a lot of pool that would be stored. I need to categorize it so that I can use it effectively again whenever I need. So there is a lot of things I need to do with the data, managing it, organizing it, reusing it. So I need a server which where I can store, manage the data. That is called a DMP. DMP is a data management platform. Usually, since I'm the advertiser, I run the campaigns, I invest the budgets. It's very kind of common that I also collect all the data. If I have to run a campaign, I need audiences, right? Like to whom I want to show the ads. So if you don't have the audiences, either you use the audiences that are available on the platform, or if you don't have the right audiences, then you reach out to third-party companies to purchase the audiences. I'm, I don't think you are aware of the DMPs. I'm not sure, but again, Oracle, Lotome, Grapeshot, IOTA, uh, Truecaller, these are the DMPs who collects the data. Like if you, for example, if you're using a Truecaller app, Truecaller just helps you with the identity, right? Like who is calling you. But in the backend, they are collecting your data, your name, your email ID, your phone number, and where you are located, how many calls you're getting, what is the location from your operating your mobile phone, pretty much everything about you. So that's why when you install the app, it's gonna ask for the consent. All the calls should be enabled, or the data phone in the enabled. So messages should be even the bills that you're paying, right? How much is the credit card bill that you're paying every month? How many OTPs you're getting? How much of salary you're getting? It has the data for everything because you are letting the app to kind of access everything. So pretty much it knows and everything. So Truecaller is a kind of for DMP, which I'll reach out if I want to target audiences who are interested in shopping. Like I just go and say, hey, can you just give me the audiences who are interested in the shopping or who frequently shops? Because I'm a clothing brand where I want to reach out to the users who are interested in the clothing. So it's gonna just go, it has its own CRM. So every company has its CRM where it collects the offline data, online data, and it categorizes it. So CRM team will give you the data and it will charge you something for this. Maybe I'm giving you a 1 lakh users data. Give me some amount. So usually DMP does this. So when you don't have the in-house audience data, you reach out to the different vendors who usually sell the data, which are also called the third-party audiences. This is what the DMP does, and that is until we reach to the ad exchange. But we'll quickly go to the right side. So we have the audiences on the right. So audiences are the users who consume the content. Like you and me are the audiences, right? Day in, day out, we get exposed to a lot of content. It might be the web page, it might be the YouTube video, it might be anything. So we watch or see the content on the pages. For example, here we consider the websites. So if you are going to the CNN or maybe Times of India and reading some articles, so you are the user and Times of India here is the publisher. So you go to the publisher page and watch the content. Along with the content, since it's giving you the free content, what it does is it tries to monetize, it tries to earn the money from the traffic that it's getting. So if a publisher for Times of India, it's a renowned publisher, right? It's a renowned news channel. So it would have a lot of traffic within India. So where they say they'll create some ad spaces within that page and they will try to sell it. So by the definition, publisher is a person who showcases the content along with the ads. And since on the left, agencies require a tool, right, to set up the campaign, to input the budgets, to give the dates, to actually run the campaign. So similarly, on the publisher side as well, they need a software where it can organize the ad slots. Like how many ad slots are there on the main page, how many are there in the sports section, finance section, classified section. So it needs a software which counts everything and automates the process of selling the inventory. On the advertiser side, you are buying the inventory. On the seller, that is publisher side, you are selling the inventory. So that is called an SSP, seller side platform. So it helps publishers to sell and monetize the inventory available on the website. Clear? Any questions until now?
No, it's clear. Yeah.
So now RTB has to happen. RTB means real-time bidding. Seller has the SSP, which is pretty much organized all the inventory available, and the DSP has taken all the settings. Like if you want to serve an ad, like you are a Tata, you've launched a new EV vehicle. You can't randomly show ads to everybody, right? There you're gonna waste your budget, waste your spends. Rather, how about you filtering your audiences within like 1.4 billion of population in India? You don't want to show ads to everybody, but you want to filter down, like maybe people from 20 to the 40, and usually the males with higher income, and also who are interested in the automobiles, or who already owns a vehicle, or or a family kind of small families. So if you are kind of shortlisting certain demographics and audiences, that would be the right audience, right, compared to the 1.4 billion. So that is how you filter the target audiences. Like you also select the geo, like you want to target only the major cities, not the complete tier 2 or tier 3 cities. Also, you want to target certain age range, certain demo. So all these targetings you apply at the DSP side. So DSP will always take your inputs and be ready so that it can go and participate in the auction. SSP again, it takes all the inputs from the publisher side, like what are all the slots available. Usually the premium slots, like the ad slots which appear on the main section of the page, above the fold, or on the sides of the page, are the premium slots, because whenever a web page loads, the ad will be displayed. User don't need to scroll down. Even after, when the person scrolls down, there would be ad slots. But yeah, the ones that are visible on the top usually called to be the premium, and the slots that are very bottom or in the middle of the pages are called remnant inventory, like not that premium or not that engaging. So premium has a bit higher rate, right? It has the higher competition. Also, the CPMs are higher. So even the SSP has all those details, like which one to sell at what rate, for how long it should sell it, whether somebody is trying to pay how much. So all the details have been given to the SSP. Now, the both SSP and DSP has to meet together so that they can exchange. So SSP can showcase the inventory available, and the DSP can look out for the right inventory that is suitable as per the targeting that has been given to it. So the place where the marketplace where the SSP and the DSP meet together is called the ad exchange. Ad exchange, we call it now, but before it was, I told you that reserved buying. At that point of time, we used to call them as ad networks. Ad network is a network of publishers. So ad exchange is a place or a marketplace where the ad buying process happens on a real time basis. So here the SSP gonna send all the bid request. Like, hey, I have three slots available on the main section on the Times of India. Any advertiser wants to buy this, bulke, it send the request to the like it puts the request on the ad exchange. DSP will go through all the requests that have come from different publishers and decided that, hey, Times of India mein on the main page I need two slots. So maybe two slots ke liye, I have to give some 5 CPM or 3 CPM, and it also checks whether my targeting is matching with the inventory targeting. If everything is matches, then it would participate in the auction. So since it is open auction, it's not that only one advertiser, one publisher will participate in the auction. There are going to be thousands, lakhs of publishers who will be available with the bid request. Similarly, there would be thousands of advertisers who are willing to purchase the inventory. So based on the targeting, there would be a match that would happen, and certain publishers, certain advertisers would participate in the auction. The highest bidder wins, and the impression would be served on the publisher page. So this is the complete ecosystem and the different entities that are involved in the programmatic. Clear? Any questions?
Okay. Uh, Not now. I'll come up. We have certain doubts, but we'll ask as we go forward. Because, like, how the connectivity of, say, for example, how would Pubmatic would be connecting into the all those technical part is there. So we'll go later. Last we'll later.
Okay, sure. So for now, these are the slides which gives you an example. Uh, like agencies, Vivaki, Carrion, Zaxxas, Amnet. These are some of the agencies. DSPs are the DV360, MediaMath, AppNexus. So data provider DMPs are the Adobe, Lotami, IOTA, Oracle. So exchanges, examples, Rubicon, Magnite, they've mentioned. So publishers be here. And so these are pretty much kind of an examples in the market. There are a lot of other new companies that have come in, so this keep on changing year on year. My question is to your people, where does the ad server fit in here? I've taken you through this one, right? So this is the overall general kind of ecosystem. But there
Yeah, that's
is
right.
one tool which comes in, which is called an ad server. Like, where do you think that would be fitted? Guess.
I think so. It should be in the on the demand side. It should be wherein you're talking about
Uh,
where all the ads would be all stored, right? So that it
correct,
would.
correct. So, the ad server would be sitting with the agencies. So, along
Yeah.
with the DSP, just before the DSP, they also need an ad server. Ad server is nothing but a cloud storage where all the creatives ads are hosted, all the data is being stored. So, same publisher gonna have the ad server, advertiser gonna have the ad server. So, this one will explain you or give you an idea how it can look. Where is it? Yeah. So advertiser ad server and the publisher ad server. So as I told you, CM360, if you are aware, it's an ad server. It works along with the DV360. So whatever the campaigns you are setting up, all the campaigns, creatives, activities, everything, a shadow account would be created and they are actually hosted in the CM360. So every platform, every DSP should have their own ad server. But however, some disclose the ad servers like Google does. Google has its CM360, but for the trade desk, it doesn't disclose any ad server. It only says that I only have the DSP, which is TTD.
Mhm.
Amazon has its Amazon Cloud. Yahoo again has Gemini, Yahoo DSP, which has been rebranded. Also, it is called, I remember the older, I forgot the older name. It was something else, but yeah, again, Yahoo, every like Yahoo is like the publisher as well as the advertiser. Like it has its own publisher network. If you are aware, we had Yahoo Messenger, and also Yahoo
Yeah.
was like very renowned. Like earlier, we used to use Yahoo before even Google came in, like Orkut or Gmail. But now,
Yeah, that's
since
true.
Google has overtaken it, we are using Google platforms like a lot. But still, I think in the Philippines, Northeast Asia, like Japan, US, so Yahoo has still has a huge market there. Still, people use Yahoo because Yahoo is a like publisher which has Yahoo Finance, sports, business, fitness, pretty much everything. So it covers pretty much all the categories. It's one of the biggest publisher.
Yeah, but how I think so it works both ways.
Yeah, it is a publisher as well as it is it's on the both sides actually. Mm, Before that, I would like to take you through a quick sheet. Yeah, so how does a real-time bidding happens? I've already given you an idea as in how it's gonna happen, but here there's a pictorial representation. First, all the advertising starts when a user loads the page. So loading a page is where the requests are initiated that there is a requirement for the ad. So what happens when a user loads the page, the content is loaded, but parallelly also if there are any ad slots available, even ads need to be loaded. So before even the content or the ads are loaded, the system, that is the browser, gonna send requests to the servers. He like first it's gonna send to the ad exchange saying that, hey, my web page is loading, my ad slots are about to load, can you send a request to the SSP and also the DSP? So the ad exchange would send a request to the SSP that, send your criteria, as in what is the price you're looking for, what are the ad slots you are willing to sell. So all those details, and also it's gonna send a request to the DSP as well, that, hey, we have got a publisher where the ads are loading. So what are your requirements? Check if any of the publishers' inventory is matching with your targeting. If yes, then do send, come and participate in the auction. So ad exchange, once it receives all the requests and all the bids, so it evaluates and the highest bidder will win the auction, and that winning advertiser, that ad will go and display on the page. So overall, this process happens approximately around 100 milliseconds. So within a flash where the web page loads, all this process should happen in the backend. So anywhere, if there is a break or any request not properly sent or auction doesn't happen in time, or maybe any challenges, any blockers are there on the publisher page, ad blockers are there on the browser. So any challenges within this process, the ad slot will load blank. You might have seen on some of the pages, not like big publishers, but smaller websites, where you would see that ad slot is blank and something is written very minutely about it. So usually, very rarely it happens, but usually happens on the smaller publishers, because publishers need to also enable certain technologies for the bots to enter, to scan, and also to comply certain policies for the ads, and also the web page load speed and the traffic quality. A lot of factors are involved. But yeah, usually whenever any challenges or any blockers during this process, the ad will not load on the page.
Okay.
Also, before going into the impression kind of a topic, can anybody tell me like what's the difference between an impression and a viewable impression?
I have a question before that.
Sure.
Is there any way to find out, in the previous, can you please go to the previous slide?
Mm, mm.
Yeah, in there. So there is a multiple reason when the ad is not served, there is ad blocker or so many. So is there any option available as a we can find out the advertise this there is some ad blocker is enabled, or that's why the ad is not serving. So is there any mechanism to find out this reason?
So since we have two systems here, one is on the advertiser side, one is on the publisher side.
Hmm.
If you're concerned about the publisher side, as in why blank ad slot is showing, then yes,
Hmm.
there is a kind of a technology or a possibility on the publisher side or within the SSP, where you can get the results, as in why the ad is not showing, whether
Hmm.
it might be any process break, or maybe the creatives are not as per the like mentioned requirement, like it might be a large size creatives, or maybe there are certain
Hmm.
scripts involved in the creatives which are not rendering, or maybe they are not able to host the creatives. So कुछ भी problem, anything related to the
Hmm.
publisher page, अगर ad slot नहीं हो रहा, load नहीं हो रहा, like तो load भी हुआ तो completely load नहीं हुआ, slowly हो रहा, like it is affecting the user experience, all these troubleshooting would happen on the publishers, and yes, they would be able to know. If you're talking about the advertiser side, as in
Hmm.
if you want to check why my ads are not serving, even after
Hmm.
giving the targeting, even after giving the budget, even after giving the bids, sub ठीक चल रहा, but why my campaign actually not spending? So there
Hmm.
again, from our side as an advertiser side, you can troubleshoot what is blocking my ads to be served. Is it the brand safety,
Hmm.
or is it the limited audiences, or is it the less bid price, or maybe it can be anything. So हमारी तरफ से भी we can troubleshoot and check why the campaign is not serving.
Okay.
So the only thing is here in programmatic advertising, we can't get to know where the ad gonna serve. For example, if I'm already running a campaign now, maybe targeting
Hmm.
Mumbai, कुछ मैच है,
Hmm.
वर्ल्ड कप में मैच चल रहा है, I'm running certain product ad, तो
Hmm.
I won't be able to figure it out on which website my ad will serve. Because in the
Hmm.
programmatic advertising we are following the audiences, we are following the user. Agar user, I want to show ad to the users who are interested in the sports, who are interested in the cricket or specifically, तो बंदा अगर वेबसाइट खोल रहा, I'll show an ad on the website. We are not concerned about what website it is. अगर वो क्रिक बज है या क्रिक इन्फो है या गूगल क्रिकेट का कुछ भी है वेबसाइट है, we are not concerned. We are behind the user. अगर कौन सा भी वेबसाइट खोला उसने, it comes under the category as sports and his interest are into sports, we'll try to show the ad to them.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
reserve buying में it is different. Reserve buying में क्या होता है ना, like we know the publisher, we directly go and talk to the ClickBuzz saying that hey, since the match is happening, most of the people will come on your website and they will check for the scores, so I'll show my ads. So I'll directly have an agreement. So here I have, I sure shot know that the ad gonna serve on the ClickBuzz. So whenever I load the page, I can see my ads coming in कि ओके, कभी भी लोड कर रहा हूँ, आई कैन सी द एड. बट प्रोग्रामेटिक में रिवर्स होगा. प्रोग्रामेटिक में वी रियली नॉट श्योर ऑन व्हाट वेबसाइट एट व्हाट टाइम द एड गोना बी सर्व्ड. इफ यू falls under the targeting criteria, then based on the website you are opening, the ad will be served.
Hmm.
Not sure if you're getting it clearly, but slowly once we go inside deep dive more into the concepts, you'll be able to understand like what I'm trying to say. We are not here, we are not targeting the publishers directly here, but we are behind the user. For example, simple बोलता हूँ, social media भी है, search है, programmatic है. Like
Hmm.
what is the main difference? Why programmatic? Why not other channels? Agar we are doing search marketing, unless some person comes and on the search engine and searches for IPL or the World Cup, I won't show my ad. Literally, I'll be
Hmm.
waiting for the user to come and initiate a search term. अगर वो search term match हुआ तो ही I'll show the ad. If not, I'll show nothing and my ad spend will not be there. That's
Hmm.
the
Correct.
criteria there.
Difference.
Then the
Yeah.
social media, sorry.
No, no, no.
Yeah, then the social media, we have the social platforms. If a person steps in into the Instagram app or maybe the Facebook अगर open किया तो भी तो ही मैं ad show करूंगा. If he's not on the social media, like if I'm talking about the Meta Ads Manager, I can serve ads on Meta, that is Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, right? अगर
Yeah.
बंदा three of the apps have been not installed in his phone, simple. I won't be able to show ads to that person. Correct, that's the limitation. But programmatic is different. Programmatic means you can actually follow the person. For example, if Dev is sitting in maybe Rajasthan and reading a news article which follows within my targeting, I'll show a display ad to him if he's reading an article. But if he's watching a video on some VMO or some other platform, I can still show a video ad. Now, if he suddenly thinks, no, I will watch some YouTube videos, he'll go to the YouTube. I can follow him and show ad on the YouTube. Now he says, no, YouTube is boring, I'll listen songs. Spotify खोलूंगा. You can show ads on Spotify. Now he says, no, मुझे travel करना है, I'll go to the airport. And during that, if you have any digital billboard within your neighborhood, I can still show you a ad on the digital billboard, which is integrated to the DV360. So I can follow you wherever you go. And suddenly the thing is you've decided that my laptop is switched off, so I'll open my mobile. So again, I can start showing you ads on your mobile. But again, if you sit with your family and start watching TV or some content over the OTT platforms or any other, still I'll show you ads to you. So you can't escape from the programmatic advertising, irrespective of the format, irrespective of the channel, irrespective of the device. I'll be following you all together with my ads, which is possible only in the programmatic. That's why programmatic is booming right now. Everybody is behind the programmatic because, and now we have AI. So since we have AI which is working closely, so for the other marketing kind of domains, when AI takes over, it pretty much automates everything. But programmatic is something which runs on the automated processes, right? We need AI actually to automate certain processes. So we work along with the AI. Now we have a lot of options, features within the platform so that we can target seamlessly, we can automate pretty much everything. So I think this is something which is the future of the digital marketing. You must be aware that there was a kind of a time where metaverse was very much popular. You might have known it like crypto ka time pe, like crypto was booming in India, right? Like couple of years ago during
Yeah,
slight
two
after the
years
COVID.
back,
Yeah, 2 years back. So they were
21, I
talking
think,
about
21, 22.
22, right. Sub apps आ गए, everybody was buying the crypto, investing the coins, सब में जा रहा था. Metaverse, they call it as a metaverse, right? It's a imaginary world where all the things happen, like जो तुम चाहो वो हो जाएगा. And if you remember, there were some articles rolled out कि Snoop Dogg has built some house in the metaverse, and also Samsung has opened the first store in that metaverse. So even there were some random thoughts, and also there were some processes happened at that point of time. They even started showing ads in the metaverse. So that's the place where it's everything is imaginary, right? You can start go creating everything. So even there also you can start showing ads with the programmatic. And now we have voice control devices, right? Alexa, Google Home. So even in that voice control devices, you can integrate the programmatic advertising. So you get ads over there as well. Now, initially we had the billboards, which are very static, right? Just a banner laga dega, maybe for a month or a 2 month based on the contract. Same ad will be shown to everybody who is passing by. Now it has changed. Airport में जाओ, if you have a digital billboard, morning पे एक होगा, afternoon पे एक होगा, evening पे एक होगा. And also you can actually track, you can measure the effectiveness, the reach, what you're getting, and also you can control it based on the season or the location or kuch bhi. So that is how the programmatic is evolving, and also even in the coming future, definitely it will be kind of I think big in terms of revenues year on year. There have been a steady increase in the overall volumes. Clear. मैंने कुछ ज़्यादा ही बोल दिया information, but yeah, to your question, yes, since we have the tools and it is very transparent, so कुछ भी process में कहाँ तो भी break हुआ, तो we get to know the reason and accordingly we can rectify. Because here we are dealing with real time money, and all the processes happen in a milliseconds. So for example, मैं एक बात बोलूंगा, Times of India ही ले लेंगे. It's one of the biggest publisher, right? हर एक मिनट में लॉट ऑफ यूजर्स लैंड ऑन द पेज. अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ लाइक टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का पेज में, वेयर द डेवलपर हैज मेड सम मिस्टेक, वेयर द एड स्लॉट्स आर नॉट रेंडरिंग, या एसएसपी का कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ, he might lose some lakhs of rupees within an hour जस्ट फॉर दैट स्लॉट. इवन आईपीएल का कुछ ले लो, उस टाइम पे क्रिक बस बहुत ट्रैफिक रहेगा साइट पे, कुछ साइट लोडिंग का इश्यू था या एड्स रेंडर नहीं हो रहा, ही माइट लूज सम लैक्स ऑफ रुपीस. So that's why they integrate with the technologies and try to have a transparent process. कहाँ पे कुछ भी होगा, that would be flagged, and even at the advertiser level, since we are actively spending, we need to ensure our budget is spending. We are meeting the daily targets. कुछ भी हुआ, problem हुआ, we troubleshoot, try to identify the issue and rectify it as soon as possible. Because here money is at the stake and we have to take action very quickly.
Okay.
So yeah, back to my question. Can you give me an difference between an impression and a viewable impression?
Uh, let me give you that. Uh, Actually, in terms of both are similar, but there is a slight difference in impression and visual impression. Whenever a ad is requested and the ad is delivered to the devices, it is counted as an impression. But to count this the same ad as a viewable impression, it should be visible for a certain amount of time, like 1 millisecond or 2 millisecond. If the ad is uh, delivered to that certain amount of time, it is counted as a viewable impression.
That's correct. So a impression is counted whenever a ad loads on the page. So impression doesn't mean the user has seen the ad. It only says that ad has loaded. But where the ad loads, it can be on the top, it can be in the middle or the bottom or in the sub pages. So irrespective of whether the user is seeing an ad, the impression would be counted. But the viewable impression is counted only when the ad exposure meets a certain viewability standards. What are the standards? For viewability for displays, at least 50% of the ad is visible on the screen for at least 1 second. That is when a display is counted as a viewable impression. For the video, again, at least 50% of the ad is visible for at least 2 seconds. So if any of the ad is meeting these standards, that would be considered as a viewable. And why viewable is important? Because uh, if my ads, I was paying very less bid amount, and for that less bid, usually the ads are shown at the bottom of the page. So I've got thousands of impressions, but whenever it comes to the engagement, it's very, very less because the people are hardly seeing my ads. If nobody's seeing my ad, what's the point of me showing ads and spending a lot of my time on the time and also the money on the creatives? No matter how engaging the creatives are, if they are not placed on the right slots, the engagement going to be less compared to I'm bidding slightly better, like a bit higher, and also bidding on the viewable ad slots. Then even though my impressions are in the hundreds, not thousands, still I can expect engagements because the user is actually seeing an ad. And if it is attractive, if the content is something which is highly relevant, then the user would interact with the ad. So that's the main difference. So talking about the impressions, we have like a impression journey, as in when the impression is recorded. To start with, first point where imagine a person visits the website, the page has the ad spaces, right? So a ad request is sent to the exchange. So again, exchange will send it to the SSP. SSP will send it to the DSP. Like not SSP, ad exchange will send request to both SSP and the DSP together. So depending on the targeting criteria on the DSPs, like I'm not going deep into technical, but the request that is sent from the SSP is called a ad request or a bid request. So whenever the advertiser responds to it, it's called a bid response. So it is responding to the request. So whenever gets this request from the publisher or from the SSP, it has the details like what is the location from which the user is loading the page, what is the device he's using, what is the time, the browser history, or any additional details that in the request. And the DSP quickly goes through all the settings, whether if he's from the Mumbai or whether he's interested in the sports, whether he's doing it on the, if you can also do the device targeting, right? Like the mobile or the desktop. So if you put the mobile targeting, it checks whether he's on the mobile and whether if this is the time during the match. So if all the targeting criteria meets, then the DSP would respond with the creative along with the bids, like whatever the bid amount you've set, it responds to the bid. Go there. Auction is going to happen within the milliseconds. So whoever advertiser wins, that impression, that ad will be displayed alongside with the content of the pitch. As I said, whenever the web page content loads, by the end of the web page load time, ad should also be loaded. Sometimes some of the ads may take time, like the rich media creatives or some animated creatives. Like you might have seen some creatives just pop up or take over the complete screen, or whenever you hover the mouse, it's gonna expand. So all these creatives based on the internet speed, they might not load properly, but now it has changed a lot. Initially, there was a lot of hiccups while loading the ad. It was not loaded properly, and the scroll time or the people used to drop off even before the content or the ad loads. But now, since internet speed has evolved, and also the creatives, the scripts, the coding technology, so now the ads will be pretty much loaded very quickly, at least on the premium publishers. That is how the impression is recorded. Similarly, when we are talking about a click is very kind of simple. So whenever here, let's talk about the points here. User clicks on the ad. Example, clicking a banner that says buy shoes. Click recorded. Instantly, the click is logged in the advertiser page, redirecting to the landing page. The user may pass through the URLs. Are you aware of the UTM parameters?
No.
So, usually this is the reporting part where if you are the advertiser who is running search, social, programmatic campaigns, and people are coming onto your page, and you are trying to pull a report on the Google Analytics and try to see users from which channel are coming to your page, whether it is the social ads or whether it is the search or the programmatic ads are leading to your website. If you want to understand the source, if you want to understand the path, for example, in the programmatic, you have 5 different campaigns. If you want to understand from which campaign, from which ad the user has landed on the page. So to help you with that path, you would create URL parameters and you would add it to your landing page. Let me quickly check if there is an example landing page. Maybe I should interact an ad first, but I think I don't be seeing any ads since I'm using a blocker. Times of India. Yeah, ad blocker is enabled on my website, but yeah, whenever there is ad slot as such, as soon as I create it, a click is recorded, and within the landing page, like the URL, you can see the UTM parameters like the campaign, the ad ID or the creative ID. So basically in the analytics, you can pull a report and can understand from which campaign or from which ad group or from which ad the user has come to my page. So that's the use of the UTM parameters. So click again. Once a user clicks on that, click is recorded and the user would be redirected to the page. And before that redirection happens, like from the click to the loading of the page, there's going to be a process happening. Like there would be multiple redirects. If the any third party trackers are being used to track the clicks, first the calls would be sent to them. If they're using your UTMs, then the UTMs would need the macros to kind of populate within that URL. So any process that redirections happen, those gonna happen during that time, that is from the click to the loading of the page. And once everything the redirection happens, the ultimate landing page opens on the page. So one question here, uh, does a click recorded when I click on the ad or when actual landing page is loaded?
I guess when the click happens.
What if I just click on an ad and when the landing page starts to open, I just close the tab? Will it still be counted as a click?
Yeah, I think so. It should be.
Right, because the click tag or the tracker is encoded within the creative or within the ad. As soon as there is a click happens, the pixel within the creative would fire and record a click, irrespective of whether the user is seeing the landing page or not. Same as impression. As soon as the loads, the pixel or the ad loads would be counted as an impression. As soon as there is a click or an action recorded on the creative, that would be counted as a click. They would be
Okay.
during the time from the click to the landing of loading of the page, tracking pixels fire if there are any, if there are any scripts that have been alongside with the creative. Also, we have UTMs, as I said, campaign ID, creative ID identifiers, which we regularly use to understand the path from where the users come. And if the user converts, the pixel fires. So yeah, if there are any conversion pixels or the floodlight pixels that you have placed on the page, that will fire on the page once the user has been sent or redirected successfully. So this is what happens usually once or when a person clicks on the ad. So that is the journey of an impression and a click. So basically, we have covered the kind of evolution of kind of marketing, and also especially the programmatic. What is programmatic? Different entities that are involved within the system, and also the impression and the click journey. Any questions up until so far?